How can you illustrate your card game? I don't know, but I can tell you how I do it. Hi everyone, I'm Andrea and this is the creation of a card game. On today's episode I will share with you the tools that I use and all the process behind the illustrations that I'm making for my QBÖS card game. But I want to start with a disclaimer that I'm not an artist. I don't consider myself as an artist at all. I'm not an illustrator, not a drawer, nothing like that. I'm just a guy fixing a problem that I had. So I just want to make it clear that I'm not an illustrator making a board game or a card game. I'm rather a guy making a card game that has to illustrate it. But I'm having fun on the way. So here we are now with these tools that I bought on purpose for this matter. I bought an iPad, I bought one, what is the name of this? Apple Pencil, whatever. And I'm still using Clip Studio Paint. So this is the view of Clip Studio Paint. I really recommend this software because it's cheap. It's very user-friendly, intuitive. I think it's great for beginners like me. But basically we have very rough lines here. That's always how I start with my illustration process. What I will do now is to create a new layer over this one, and I will reduce the opacity of the back one, that is the very basic sketch, just to keep the reference of the dimensions and basically the intention of the drawing. And at this point I will just use a G pen with black color and 9, the size of the brush 9. Actually we're just conceiving the character on a very bland form. It's like this character has just been arrested and is just posing, just missing this plate with the number. You know what I mean? So that's actually not ideal because the picture, the art should tell a story, should be more interactive. But at first I would like just to know the character better. Sorry to interrupt, but would you like to win these booster packs? We have here Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, Dragon Ball, Arcana, Pokémon, One Piece and Magic the Gathering, including a collector booster pack. I will give them away to the winner of our playtest tournament contest that it will be hosted in our Discord. Join our Discord, come have fun playtesting QBÖS and you might win all these packs worth around 100 euros. The link is on the description. Okay, so we already have the traces of the character. That's the one layer that is separated from the background. That's my method normally. Here we have the sketch of the first draft of the background. Here we have already the final lines, the final traces of the background, and this is the whole picture together without color yet. I already had to color the character to start trying to conceive the color of the palette of the whole thing. So I think these colors will be looking good. And also we have here the picture that I already conceived of the nectary. I figured it would be nice to have the same aspect of the nectary in a closer view and the big explosion just happening behind the character. I will create a new layer and I will name it background color, so I will not make any mess and confusion and mistakes when painting. Back color, and from this point on I can start just filling the white spaces. One thing that I normally do is to block the other layers, so I will not make a mistake when changing from layer to another and place the paint on the wrong layer, which is a terrible mess when it happens. Okay, so here we have the final coloring of the illustration. I think it's good like this. The character has enough contrast with the background, we can understand that there is an explosion going on here, that the deposit of the nectar is spilling. Oh, what am I doing? And basically, yeah, it's a night setting, it's a shady, this badass woman is just destroying her full nectar. And now it will come the fun part, that it's the shading part, where we will give some basically volume, texture, shadows to the paint so it doesn't look so basic as it is right now. And what do I do is, let's start with the character actually. So what do I do is basically normally to take the color of the sweater. We will start with the sweater just for the example. And I go to the color and I choose a darker tone of the same style of color. Then I try to imagine where the shadows would be in this character. So for example here. And then after once it's done, we will just color those areas. After once this is done, I will just blur it like this. Oh, I forgot to lock the white pixels. So I basically just blur the trace so we don't have a hard line separating the dress from the shadows, so it will look more natural. At least it's my personal preference to do like this, and it takes quite a while to do this for the whole picture. But anyway, this is basically the explanation of the shading. Now this will take me forever to do it. Okay, so here we have the final result. I already added the shading in all the background. You can see on the details, between the tiles, between the bricks, between the smoking waves, the water, the shadows, the character. It has some light on the hair, some shadows on the dress, shadow on the floor. I'm just gonna add a new layer here, and I will use the spray with some yellow light around the explosion, so it will feel like there is some fire inside. But now we can just reduce the opacity right here. Here we have, this illustration is ready. We can now put it on the card template and see how it will look. So here we have the final look of the card. As you can see, this will be a whisper card. So I think the tone that I will use for the whisper cards will be blue, because there are no faction that is blue. There is no blue nectar, so this color is available to be used. It might be nice to make a difference for the whisper cards to have some different color that you can straight away recognize. I think it looks cool. I called her Sorina Abstina because it's from abstinence, huh? And the species name, I called it Humanos Extraños, because she has this all extraterrestrial look and she is weird. And here we have the effect, as we previously mentioned. Choose one nectary your opponent controls, return it to your hand. And yeah, here we have one card made from scratch with the illustration made from scratch with a character made from scratch. I hope you liked it. Subscribe and see you next week.